Hi there and welcome to Tech Life, a channel where I aim to review everything from selfie sticks to laptops to IDs for coding, video editing, software for producing thumbnails, essentially anything tech related. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you have anything that you think I should review, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to review that product.
So in this short video, I'm going to quickly show you the menus of this Akaso Brave 8. I've only had this a couple of days. I've done an unboxing of this. I paid £219 and I purchased this from Amazon. I did shop around. I looked on the Akaso website and they had it priced at £239. Amazon.co.uk was doing it for £249, but they did offer a £30 discount, so it cost me £219. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this. On the left, we have the power button on and off. On the right, we have the shutter button. Over here, we have a mode button. This allows us to change different modes. One of the functions that this performs is to toggle between having the back screen on and having the front screen on. Over here we have the battery compartment, and on this side of the camera we have the microphone, and we also have the compartment for the micro SD card and the USB-C connector there. Okay, so in order to turn it on, we hold down the power button for a few seconds. And then we're presented with this screen. In order to access the different settings and menus, we either swipe down, swipe up, swipe left or right. If we swipe down for now, we can see various different icons. The one over here on the top left, that shows us how much of the memory card we've used. In the middle there, I don't know if you can see that, just there is the time. On the right, top right over here, that shows us our battery usage. The icon on the left over here, this is our voice control, and most of these buttons are toggles, so if you touch it once it switches it on, and if you touch it again it switches it off. So that one there is the voice control. The one next to that should be familiar to all of us, that is the Wi-Fi. So again, it's a toggle button, you touch it once, it switches Wi-Fi on, and touch it again to switch it off. The icon next to that is, it changes the brightness of the screen. So it's got three settings, and touching it three different times, changes the brightness of this screen. And then lastly, along the top there on the right hand side, that is a padlock, which allows us to lock this screen. And coming down to these icons on the left over here, this is something called one key fast shooting. Essentially what this does is, if you've got that set on, you can power down, you can power off your camera, but if you need to switch it on and record in a hurry, you just simply hold down the shutter key, and that powers up your camera and starts recording straight away. I probably won't make use of that, so let me turn that off. And the icon on the right, this is a grid, and essentially switching that on places a grid onto your viewfinder screen, and again I tend not to use that, so I'm going to switch that off. And we've got a big button in the middle here called Preferences. Clicking that allows us to access lots more options, things like language, video format, code, switching the remote on and off, switching the gyroscope on, and then the menu right at the bottom here allows us to access even more options, things like video, sound, date and time, placing a date stamp on our videos and our photographs. And the format allows us to format our SD card. Use that carefully, because anything saved on your SD card, if you format it, it will delete it. In order to go back to the previous menus, you simply scroll to the top and you click this left facing arrow, and then you do the same again to go back to this screen, and then to exit this screen you swipe up. Swiping right to left, this allows us to view any videos or pictures we might have taken. I've not got any saved in on my card at the moment, so there's nothing there. Swiping left to right allows us to access our video modes. So that is your normal video, and then in order for you to set it to just taking pictures, you select the one next to it, and then there's various different modes, things like time lapse videos, fast motion, slow motion. Let's just set it back to video. Okay, and then lastly, swiping from bottom to top allows us to access lots more video settings, things like metering, ISO, white balance, color. Again, I tend not to play around with these too much. And those are the menus for the Akaso Brave 8. As I say, in order for us to toggle between the back screen and the front screen, we would hold down this mode button. Okay, so the only thing left to do really is to take this outside and make some videos so we can show you the quality of the video. Today is really overcast today, so I'll make some videos today, and then hopefully if the sun decides to show its face in the next couple of days, I'll create some more video content and I'll put that on my channel. So let's go. It's overcast, and we've got canopy overhead. So it's a bit dark in this area. This is 4K 60 frames a second. I think it's actually starting to rain. This is 2.7K at 90 frames a second, and the canopy's gone from one side, so it's a bit lighter. It's still very overcast. 2.7 at 60 frames a second. It's 2.7K 30 frames a second. This is 1.4K at 120 frames a second. This is 1.4 at 90 frames a second. Slight step there. This is 1.4, 60 frames a second. The sun's coming out. Squirrels are happy. Crows are crowing. Still shady where we are because we've got trees overhead. This is 1.4 at 30 frames a second. And there's no wind, so minimal wind noise, not much background noise. I'm just talking as normal. So the microphone on this Brave 8 is a lot better than it was on the 7 and even the 7E. This apparently is 1080 at 200 frames a second. 1080p at 200 frames a second. The sun is trying to come out. This is 1080 at 90 frames a second. To be honest, I'm not doing all the resolutions that are available, because otherwise I'd be at this all day. And the sun is coming out to our left. We've still got overhead coverage from the trees, that's why it's shady in most of this area. Hello. Little squirrel down there. This is 1080 at 60 frames a second. And the sun is definitely out, it's quite warm now. The bees are being, the birds are birding. Luckily there's no bears, so there's no bears bearing. Not in the UK anyway. And finally, this is 1080, 30 frames a second. The sun has finally managed to pop out. Life seems wonderful this time of year.